Hello, everybody. It's just me today. Steve is out, and we haven't done a live for a while because we've been traveling and then catching up on things that needed to be done when we got back from the traveling. So it's lovely to be back. And today I wanted to talk about this topic because I've had several people ask about this. And so it's all about how to be consistent. And we all know that, whether it's physical exercise or eating healthily or doing activities in your business, consistency helps you to get the results. And it can be one of the most difficult things to keep up with. And there's various presenting reasons for that. They're not necessarily the core reasons. So there's three main pieces that I want to share with you today. The first is that wherever we're putting our focus in the moment determines where we're going. And what I mean by that is just like when you steer your car to the left, you go to the left. And if you want to stay on the road, you need to make sure that you're steering your car so that it's facing the direction you want to go. In the same way, wherever we're putting our focus, whatever we're thinking of, is the direction we're going in. And that happens in two main ways. The first is as we think about something. So let's say, for example, you want to be consistent with physical exercise. Let's pick that one. As you think about doing the exercise, so whether that's running or going to the gym or whatever you're doing, as you think about it, if your focus is on how much you don't feel like doing it or what you would rather be doing instead. So let's say you're thinking of going to the gym, you're thinking, I'm tired, I don't feel like it. I've got so much else to do, I'd rather do, I don't feel like it today, and that kind of thing. Then your brain is literally producing stress chemicals in that moment that are perpetuating that feeling of I don't want to do this. So the direction in which you're going is more of I'm not going to do this. Right? That's one example. The second example is if you are thinking I'd rather be doing something else, like I'd rather be watching TV or going out with a friend, then that's the direction your brain is going to go in. So that's that piece. And the second way that works is that your brain is drawn to the danger. So if you are feeling like, I don't want to do this thing, your brain is going to go, oh, yeah, no, that's not a good idea. So that's that. To use another example, if you wanted to take certain activity in your business, like let's say you think, I want to consistently post on social media, I want to consistently create and post content, good content on social media. Again, as you think about creating and posting content, if your brain is going, oh, I don't know what to say, what are people going to think of me? As those neurons connect in your brain is going to be producing stress chemicals that will stop you from doing the thing. In the same way, if you think I'd rather be doing something else, that's the direction you're going to go in. So the first tip for being consistent is to adjust your direction, adjust your focus so that you're going in the direction you want to be. So as you think of doing the thing you want to be consistent with, in that moment, correct your steering. As you think about it and you're thinking how you don't want to do it, or you'll rather do it later, or whatever those thoughts are that come up for you, deliberately and intentionally choose to focus on the end result or something or someone who's going to benefit from what you're doing. So in other words, with something in your business, let's say you're wanting to take certain action and you're wanting to be consistent about it, instead of thinking I should do this thing, I'm supposed to be consistent, I'm supposed to do it, all of those kind of negative thoughts, think of one person out there who's going to benefit from your business and think about how they will feel. You're not doing this thing just to do the thing. You're clearly wanting to achieve a certain result. And what's the end result of that result? In other words, let's say your result that you're looking at is getting more clients. That's just one part of the result. How are those clients going to feel? Not just how what's going to happen when I have lots of clients and that's my goal. how are those people going to feel when you've helped them? That's what will give you the momentum. That's what will help you maintain that momentum of being consistent. So that's one piece. The second piece is rewarding yourself. So, and by rewarding yourself, I don't mean you have to do anything physically. I mean rewarding yourself with dopamine. And the way to do that is when you do the thing, so do the thing, and then afterwards congratulate yourself for doing the thing. And it may seem funny at first, it may seem awkward at first, but do it anyway, because as you do that, as you think, yes, good for me, I did that thing, even if it's just a tiny thing, this is not just about feeling good. This is about getting your brain to connect that activity with feel-good chemicals, including dopamine. So as you deliberately choose to congratulate yourself and remind yourself that you did the thing, yes, I'm so glad I did that today. So for example, for me, I went to an exercise thing today. I've just joined Jazzercise, which is lots of fun, dancing and so on. And throughout the day, I'm thinking, oh, I'm so glad I did that. That's wonderful. Good for me for taking the time out and going and doing that. The more you do that, the way you would with a friend, the more dopamine you're producing. And as you do it more and more, do it throughout the day, the next day, as much as you can, you are literally in real time connecting those neurons and adding dopamine to that, to those connections, so that eventually when you think about doing the thing, you'll be feeling excited and looking forward to it. So that's that piece as well. And then, of course, the final piece that we always share is that your brain is constantly referring, the unconscious part of your brain is constantly referring to unconscious childhood memories that are proving your self-image and worldview, and that will be having an impact on how consistent you're able to be or not. So the other two pieces are temporary. They'll help you in the moment, but to get the permanent changes, you need to change your brain's GPS so that you reach the destination that you want to get to. So those three pieces again: number one, change your focus. So correct your steering so that you're focusing on the end result, the feeling of the end result. And I know I used an example for clients, so people in business and their clients, but to use the same example for the physical exercise example, thinking of how you'll feel after you've done it. So I used to do this with running. I used to think, oh, I've got to go running and it's cold and it's raining and I don't feel like it. Instead of doing that, I started thinking about, oh, it's going to be so nice to get back after the run and get in the shower and have a cup of tea. That's where I was putting my focus. So correcting your steering, changing your focus. And then the second piece is creating that dopamine hit, creating that reward, that brain chemistry reward. And then the third piece is changing the negative childhood memories that are affecting whether you're consistent or not. And just very briefly, the way that can be working is that the resistance to being consistent may not be about the topic that you are inconsistent with. So it may not be resistance to being consistent. It may be unconscious resistance to getting the final result that consistency will get you to. So for example, if you are trying to be healthy and you're wanting to be consistent with physical exercise, it may be that the unconscious part of your brain is referring to unconscious references that prove that it's unsafe to change in whatever way you want to change, to be fitter, to be slimmer, to be healthier. And it won't make logical sense because the unconscious part of the brain can't use logic or reason. As far as sort of success goes, it may be that the unconscious part of your brain is referring to the fact that it's not safe to be successful, or it's not safe to be seen or heard. It's going to vary from person to person. So every time you think of being consistent, of doing the thing you want to be consistent with, your brain's referring to the fact that it would get you different results to what you've always been, to what you've always had. And the brain is constantly trying to keep us in alignment with what's always been, not with what we consciously want. So for more information on that, there'll be a link in the description for a free webinar. I'm also putting a link in the description for our new procrastination guide. So it's 4 hacks for overcoming procrastination. And I think that's all I had to say for today. And so we will see you next time. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye bye now.